Hello everybody and welcome back to the Albion News Gaming channel and to the first ever episode of the Throstle Cast. This is the first episode. I hope you will enjoy it. We're going to be discussing what's happened in the week at West Bromwich Albion. A bit's happened, not too much transfer news as it's shut, but we're still going to talk about it. This is going to follow pretty much the same format as most podcasts and my podcasts. So I hope you enjoy. Let's start off. So today episode, we're going to be talking about the Burnley game, a bit about Carling Grant, a bit about Bilic and pay-per-view, then the Bilic's press conference and and stuff about Sam Field, Higazi and Kamil Grosicki. So the Burnley game, not a bad game from us. I'm impressed with the performance. I think that's the first game that I think we should have won. I can't understand people saying we had a bad game, because we created chances. We were unlucky not to score. I think the best description, and something I've heard other people say, it was a night for the keepers. Both Nick Pope and Sam Johnston had very good games. Nick Pope, a very good goalkeeper. Sam Johnston made some very good saves as well. So, yeah, a lot of positives to take from it. Burnley forced a very good save out of Sam Johnston early on, according to the highlights, as I listened to it on the radio, because I don't really want to spend £15 to watch a game at, I don't want to go too much into that, but let's just say there's a charity cause for the Albion Foundation, so make sure to give some money to that. Very good idea to do this, and what Newcastle are doing is very good. But going back onto the game, we had our chances. Carling Grant headed it in the back of the net. If he just times his run a little bit more, we're 1-0 up and he gets a debut goal. I thought it was a big call to start Carling Grant up front against Burnley, because he's just been there for a few days and he's not even been playing for Huddersfield, let alone training with the first team for them, or with all accounts. So then it was a brave call, but it worked out and he looked really good. We had some challenges. We had a massive goalmouth scramble that we should have scored from. Dean Gardner looked like he was going to get a second goal of the season. Then Furlong forced a good save, and then Ivanovic looked like he was going to get a debut goal, but it just wasn't to be. I think the best way to describe this game was a night for the keepers. Sam Johnston and Nick Pope both made some very good saves. So not much to talk about it. There's no goals to really discuss and analyse. The Carling Grant goal was offside. It was offside for anybody that doesn't know. I'm going to have to talk a bit about Brighton as well. Now, Brighton on the weekend. One thing to think about this Brighton game against Burnley. Okay, we were against the less attacking side. Okay, we did go forward, but it wasn't constant pressure. So against Brighton, our defence might not do as well, but we're not going to be playing against the side that plays as defensively. I don't want to call Burnley a Pulis ball side, because they do play nice football, and I think we were unfairly called a Pulis side way back in 2016 when we were playing nice football side. Okay, we were a Pulis side, but we weren't playing Pulis ball under Pulis. We were playing nice football. Only for about 6 months though. Then it all went downhill from there. But I might do another podcast special about the 16 to 17 season, the 17 to 18 season, the 18 to 19 season, the 19 to 20 season. They're the seasons that are fresh in my memory that I can talk about. So there are going to be a few specials that are going to come up, but this is going to be just a regular weekly podcast. I don't know how long it's going to be. How long have I ever stopped talking about Albion for? Then again, if I do that, we're going to be here until the end of time, aren't we? Carling Grant looked good. I think that was a good signing. £2.5 million a year is a good deal. What do you think of that? Let me know in the comments below. I like reading your comments. It gives me something to do. Now, Bilic talked about pay-per-view, saying it isn't polo or golf. Gotta say, I kind of agree with him on this one. I don't think pay-per-view is a particularly good thing. I think they could have made it I think Sky themselves could have made it a little bit cheaper, just a bit cheaper, and they probably would have more people buying for it, because at the moment, I suppose what they might be thinking is, if we charge £15 a game, you know, how many fans do West Brom have? We probably have about 50,000 maybe? I don't know. About 40,000 to 50,000, I'd say. I could be lowballing, I could be highballing that amount of fans. So are they thinking they're going to get about, what's that, 50,000, that would be, if I'm not very good at maths off the top of my head, £150,000 I think they're going to make from a game? Am I right in that? I think I might be right. But it doesn't seem like most fans have paid for this. So I think if Sky were to charge, let's say, £5 a game, or something like that, then you get loads of people buying for it, or £15 for, let's say, a month or 2 months. If they were to do £15 for 2 months, loads of people would pay for it. Nearly every West Brom fan would pay for it. That's why wouldn't you? £15 for 2 months. You're getting 8 games, probably, for £15. So, what's your opinions on pay-per-view? Comment below. Did you watch the game? If you did watch the game, you'll see. That's your choice, and I suppose you wanted to watch the game. If you didn't, that's fine. But moving on. So, Slaven Bilic took his press conference today, and their field, unfortunately, is out of 4 to 5 weeks. Really sad news, because he had a good game against Southampton, and against someone like Brighton, he would give us that bit more defensive solidity at the back. So I think that's an annoying one, really. When he played for Charlton last season, by all accounts, he looked good. So it's sad that he's had this injury record with us. Ahmed Higazi is one that's being rumoured away to move to Al Ahly, but it's unlikely to go. I mean, it looks like he's going to be playing with it looks like we're going to be having potentially Higazi as our third choice centre back or second choice centre back now. I think Ivanovic is going to be the main one. I didn't talk about Ivanovic. I'll talk about Ivanovic in a moment. I think Bartley, unfortunately for him, despite having a good game against Chelsea, has really gone down the pecking order. I think Kipre could still play some games. I think Ajayi and Higazi are going to be fighting it out to play alongside Ivanovic, who looked really solid, and he almost scored a debut goal in that goalmouth scramble. I wasn't too convinced on Ivanovic, but when you think about it, Gareth McCauley, okay, he started his career a bit later, which probably went on for why he went on for longer. Gareth McCauley, he played well up until he was about 36, wasn't he? He was playing alright. In that 16 to 17 season, he was good, and I think he was about 36 then. You know, so why can't Ivanovic play in the Premier League? And I don't think, you know, for any of the West Brom any of the non-West Brom fans listening to this, we're not a side anymore that's just signing old players because they're cheap and because we want to play this beautiful system. We do play nice football. Just for any of the fans watching this, you know, so you can stop calling us a beautiful side now. Most of the fans probably will still call it a Pulis side, but like they call Stoke a Pulis side. And I think there is a thing with Pulis that I'll get onto in my other podcast, where when he leaves a side, he leaves them in a bit of a mess. And I think credit to Bilic, he's managed to sort that mess out with Pulis. Pulis is a good short-term manager to just keep you in the Premier League. But look at the players. He left us with a real ageing squad, and that was a big problem. And I feel sorry for Darren Moore, because I don't think he did the best job, but I think it wasn't an easy job at all, because re-inheriting a Pulis side is hard, and it's hard to get them playing nice, energetic football. You know, when you got, no disrespect to the players I'm mentioning here, but Gareth Barry, James Morrison and Chris Brunt, I cannot say a bad word against because they are West Brom heroes, but they were getting on a bit, even under the Pulis times. So I'm not saying we should not have played them. I'm saying is we needed younger players because they were getting injured. Brunt was getting injured. Morrison was getting injured. So we need players to bringing on. Okay, in that relegation year, we did have Harvey Barnes, but we didn't have a centre mid. Anyway, that'll be all talked about in the 18 to 19 special. I might record a few in the next few days. So like if you want to see those. Amateur Ghazi, we've talked about, but Kamil Grosicki, it looks like he's actually. What is happening with Grosicki? Nobody knows at the moment. Is he staying? Is he going? I don't know. Do you know? Does Grosicki know? Does Forest? I don't think anybody has an idea. I don't think the FA even knows. I saw a Forest fan make a point of, does 5 o'clock end at 5 o'clock when it reaches 5 o'clock, or does it end as soon as you get a second after 5 o'clock? And it's a good point, because when a goal is scored in a game, if it's scored in the let's say the 58th minute, let's say 58 minutes 26 seconds in, that'll then be put down as the 59th minute. So I don't know. Let me know on your comments below. Also make a prediction and in the comments below for the Brighton game. And next week you're going to win a pretty special prize of a sense of achievement. You will have a feeling of achievement that you got the score right. So if you want to win this sense of achievement, this feeling of achievement of getting the score right, just not even a real object, just a feeling, a thought, then make sure to put the prediction down and hopefully you get it right. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this. Thank you everybody. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. Just use the power of 3 there. I think that is the power of 3, isn't it? Why YouTubers use that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening for the first episode of the Throstle Cast. See you in the next one. Goodbye.